Hello.
Alright,
We did a ranking the 3D Marios on Blue Fang's channel, so we're gonna rank the 2D ones on mine, because I prefer those.
and greetings for sharing. Sorry, buddy, the name's Wu Fang. This project started on my channel. When I asked him to help out, he had this spin-off idea. I said, sure. Probably in the end screen somewhere you can see the 3D Mario ranking if you're more interested in that. And I will get off my lazy butt, and as soon as this video's out, put this in my end screen. Anyways, with all that said and done, intro shit out of the way, let's get into number 12,
Well,
our personal least favorite of the 2D Marios. It's
the
Super Mario
lost
Bros. 2.
levels.
Levels.
Unfairly hard. Like, they barely changed the art style at all. Like, it looks exactly the same. The poison mushroom is
Just look at
absolute
Mario.
BS.
Look at Mario. His sprite is the exact same from 1 and 2.
Yeah. The poison mushroom is absolute BS. Like, it's better in the All-Stars version, but in the original, you can barely tell the difference. In the first one, you just assume that it's a redesign of the mushroom.
There's a reason the poison mushroom never came back in anything that wasn't an RPG.
The game also adds nothing to the larger franchise. I think this is the only Mario game that added literally nothing. Also, apparently, that like one-off character, Blue Bowser, is his twin brother, as confirmed by Miyamoto in an interview.
And two things. One, this game was so hard, they did not release it in America. That's how bullcrap it was. And if you see here, there are some insane post-game requirements. So there are 8 secret worlds that go alongside with the 8 main worlds. Well, how do you get those secret worlds? I'll tell you, by beating the game. But every time you beat the game, you only get 1 secret world. So that means you have to beat this game 8 separate times to beat this, to get all access to the secret worlds. And on top of that, in order to get to a new secret world, you have to get past the other secret worlds. So if you get Secret World B, good luck beating the game and beating Secret World A just to get to Secret World B.
Yeah, I don't really care about the post-game at all.
Same session. Why are there 8 secret worlds that you need to play through this game approximately 32 times just to get to the final secret world, just for the message of, you did it. Good job.
Yeah, I don't really care about post-game requirements, which is why that's a Blue Fang point. Anyway, number 11. Super Mario Land. So this game is cool because it's Daisy's debut game, and I know from playing Mario Maker 2 that the Super Brawl is very hard to use. Can't say anything else, though, because I never actually played it.
Well, to continue on to the Super Ball point, imagine that with Screen Crunch. This is meant to be played on a Game Boy, and this was a tiny screen. And so to have it kind of match the scope, they made everything absolutely tiny in this game. You can't see shit. Excuse my language, but you cannot see crap or beans. And that just makes it absolutely the ugliest Mario game ever. And if you want to get even really technical, this is the shortest game in Mario history. Like, there are only 4 worlds, and each world has 3 levels. This game has 12 levels, and that's it. Makes sense, though, because it was a launch title for the Game Boy. But other than that, there's not really much that you can add to this one, other than Screen Crunch and short.
I love how the cover of the box art says Mario's back for his best adventure yet. It'd be ranked at number 11.
Well, hey, it's not his worst. His worst was a little while ago.
Yeah. Alright, anyway. Number 10.
Super Mario Land coming in at number 10.
Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins. Oh, by the way, if you didn't notice, me and Blue Fang's rankings are down on the bottom left. I always make sure to include those so you know how we would personally rank the 2D Marios.
So, what do we have to say about Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins? Well, first off, Wario in this...
Wario
in this game makes me laugh. He absolutely just makes me laugh, and I love it so much.
He looks ridiculous.
Look at that complete face.
Also, the turtle eating, just really funny. Like, Mario just accepts his fate. He's like, okay, you're gonna eat me? Alright.
And if we couldn't tell already, this is Wario's debut game. Look at the Game Boy, introducing 2 prominent characters, both in yellows. I don't know what the Game Boy's obsession was with introducing characters in black and white and then making them yellow, but here we are.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a nice game to just pick up and play casually. I played it over the course of, like, 3 months. I'd pick it up, play, like, a level or two, and put it down.
And also, despite the fact that this is still on the Game Boy screen, this doesn't have the same crunch, as you can clearly see here. Everything is scaled bigger, and they don't care how. And may I just say, this game has a banger soundtrack. Seriously, look up Super Mario Land 2 Cave theme and Space theme. Those are absolute bangers. Wish they came back more often.
Number 9, Super Mario Bros. I know this is probably going to be a hot take considering it's the original, but I'll be honest, I don't really have a lot of this. I don't really care about nostalgia at all for rankings. So, this is the start of what Mario is today. Also, I don't have any nostalgia for it because I wasn't, like, alive when this came out. Anyway, everyone knows this game. It's iconic. One of the, like, most popular video games in all of history. I do think the arcade-style game over is pretty harsh. It makes sense because Nintendo used to make arcade games, but still, it's harsh. And the game itself, I don't think it holds up in comparison to other 2D Mario games.
To counteract your point of doesn't hold up and arcade game over style is harsh, let me bring you over to All Stars, where if you get a game over, you're not sent all the way back to the beginning, you're just sent all the way back to the beginning of the world you're on. So if you're on World 5, you're just sent back to 5-1, not 1-1. And first off, let's be honest here. Raise your hand if you don't know what 1-1 is. Now, put your hand down if you're under the age of 70. Notice how only people over the age of 70 don't know what 1-1 is.
Alright, anyway. Number 8. Super Mario World.
I'd like to mention, if you look at our personal rankings, we have a 6 and a 9. Nice.
Anyway, this is Yoshi's debut game. Has lots of, well, are there really lots of iconic characters? I mean, Yoshi.
Koopaling's got their looks here.
Oh, yeah.
This is the start of the look. I mean, they were introduced in 3, but this is where they got their, like, definitive looks.
Oh, yeah, and also King Boo was introduced in this game.
Well, no, King Boo was introduced in Luigi's Mansion. Big Boo was introduced in this game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Big Boo has surprisingly appeared in more games despite being less interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is my first of the classic 2D Marios for me. My personal
Alright. You want to know why this game got brought down so low? It's purely because of me. And I'll be honest, I'm a Mario 3 baby. And you're going to see that's apparent when you see how high up in the list it is. But I just cannot get used to the gravity of Mario. And for as cool as the cape power-up is, it requires skill. And I will fully admit I have a skill issue with this game. I just cannot figure out how Mario works in this game at all. And that's a real downside, especially when gameplay is the big thing you're advertising in a Mario game.
Also, this isn't in the points list, but I'll be honest, I think the final boss fight against Bowser is probably one of the worst ones ever. It's kind of like I like the aesthetic of it, but the actual gameplay itself is, like, just boring and kind of, like, difficult if you don't know what you're doing.
True. But anyways, moving on.
Number 7.
Number 7.
Super Mario Bros. 2.
A.K.A. the American version. You see, Japan? Just Americanize your game. It gets better.
Way better. I'll say. This is my favorite of the 2D Marios. Or the classic 2D Marios.
Not my personal favorite, but, you know, we'll get moving on.
Mario Madness. Anyway, the characters kind of varied, but probably because this wasn't originally a Mario game. But even so, it has a bunch of iconic characters like Shy Guy, Birdo, and Pokey. By the way, I just think it's very funny for people in Japan. They're just like there's this silly little game called Doki Doki Panic, and now suddenly characters from that game are in the Mario franchise for some reason.
To they're not in the Mario franchise, just attributes from Doki Doki Panic. Like, Mario the Man Man was the main character, he barely changes in this game. Luigi has his slippery shoes, but his better jump height to make up for it. Toad runs like Usain Bolt, but in return he has a crappy jump. And Peach apparently has a helicopter stored in her dress, can float, but in return is slow.
I think this art style is probably the best of the classic 2D Marios, and I think the unique gameplay it's kind of a positive and a negative. On one hand, the unique gameplay makes this game a completely unique experience that's pretty fun, but also it's kind of weird how for one game, the gameplay is just, like, almost completely different.
I don't like the combat in this game. Picking up a turnip. I'm sorry. What was the problem with jumping on enemies' heads? I liked that. If you want to make it challenging, let me jump on them more. I want to smash their skulls in the pavement with my feet. And finally, can I just say, the dream ending sucks. That is like the ultimate middle finger to anyone who's not there. Is like, oh, this is just a dream. So you're telling me in the universe of Mario, this game doesn't matter?
Also, why are
Really?
Birdo and Shy Guy outside of the dream? I think the whole point was that Wart is real and he's just, like, invades people's dreams or something, because he also shows up in Link's Awakening. I don't know, that's just a theory.
Yay, theory!
Anyway, number 6.
Moving on to a better game at number 6.
New Super Mario Brothers.
This is somehow everyone's favorite of the New Super Mario Bros. Series. It's not my favorite.
Neither is it mine.
I'd put it up there above 2 others, but there's still one that I like more. Anyway.
Reintroduced the 2D platformers from Mario, which, yeah, obviously a good thing. I mean, this video wouldn't exist without that.
Keep in mind, when this game came out, it had been 20 years since Mario's last side-scroller.
Really? 6 golden coins
Yes,
20 years before?
The last side, this game came out in
2006.
I think this came out in like late 2000s. And the last Mario game to come out that was side-scroller was Mario Land 2, which was early 90s.
Wow. Anyway, the unique bosses for this game, it's the only of the new Super Mario franchise to have those, and I think they were pretty good. The mini mushroom puzzles, they sucked though, because the concept is fun, but the execution, the mini mushroom is just kind of, like, bad.
Yeah.
The other new power-ups were nice, though. I think the Bowser Jr. boss fights were kind of annoying, I'll be honest.
I will say 2 things about this. One, when it comes to the mini mushroom puzzles, I like it, and I definitely do like how you get past the bosses. Like, once you figure it out, it's not that bad. But my issue with them is that the numbered worlds are locked behind the mini mushrooms. Why? In a playthrough where you don't go there, it goes 1, 2, 4, 5, 7. Why can't they just be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and have secret worlds like World Mushroom or World Flower? Why do they have to be numbered? It makes you feel like you're missing too much of the game that like you're going to go back to later and then you never do. Anyways, this game is also the most unique looking of the new Super Mario games.
That's only because of the hardware, though.
Yes, limitations and not being able to fully render the art style.
Yeah, this game looks like pretty good if you're running it on like on a PC. Anyway, don't run it on a PC if you don't actually own it though. Alright, anyway, number 5. New Super Mario Bros. U and New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe.
If you're a fan of Sario, just know I'm the one who dragged this down.
Yeah. I mean, the repeat art style is kind of like, I think it's kind of fine because they wanted to go with like HD Mario going forward, but I liked the Super Acorn power up, and Koopaling's returning was like, give us unique bosses, please. They don't have to just be away from the Mario series, but like, come on.
My whole Luigi U, as a big fan of Luigi, is a really good DLC and a worthy add-on to it. And I personally like that Deluxe was the game that introduced. Well, no, I guess 3D World was the game that let you pick your character from the jump. But I like how Deluxe changed that and let you pick what character you wanted, so you weren't stuck as Mario for the entire time. But I have to say it. Why wasn't the rest of the game like this one level here? If the rest of the game looked like this level, I guarantee you this game would have been higher in the personal ranking and higher on this ranking.
So I think that the nighttime snow theme is probably one of the prettiest, if not the prettiest, like background we've ever had in a 2D Mario game. And this one's pretty self-explanatory. Toadette. Anyway.
I mean, I don't see how it's self-explanatory, but whatever.
Number 4, New Super Mario Bros. Wii. This is me and Blue Fang's first Mario game, so
Yeah.
This game also brought back the Koopalangs. For the Mario and Luigi fans would be like, Mario and Luigi did it first. There was a decent bit of time between Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga and New Super Mario Bros. Wii. So they didn't bring them back from World, but they did bring them back from that.
This is the first time that they were in a mainline Mario title in well over 20 years.
30 years. So anyway, there were 2 Toads in this game, and for some reason they're like exactly the same, but with different colors instead of putting in Toadette. Toadette was an established character at this point. She had appeared in quite a few spin-offs, but for some reason they just decided to have a stupid yellow Toad in there instead. Yellow Toad fans, come at me. I don't care. I'll fight you. I'll beat you up. I'll kick your...
Who is a fan of Almond Gold? Who is a fan of Almond Gold? By the way, that's Yellow Toad's name. The Blue Toad has a name. It's called Buckleberry.
It's weird. Final boss theme.
I do bias in from New Super Mario Bros. And Mario Bros. 2. I think that gap is like 10 years. This is the first reappearance of them in like 15.
Wow.
In a mainline Mario. But whatever. Continuing?
So I think the final boss theme, probably the best of Mario's. Like, it's very good. I mean, Bowser gets big.
It's hard.
Bowser get big. So the motion controls are, very clunky. Motion controls I don't think have ever been implemented well in a Nintendo game. I always turn them off if I can. And
Galaxy 2 would beg to differ.
I don't really like them in that game either. So I think the penguin suit is the best power-up in Mario history. I love it. A lot of people say that it's unnecessary, or that the ice flower was unnecessary, but I see the penguin suit as an upgrade to the ice flower, and everyone looks so cute in it, except Mario and Luigi. Yeah, everyone else looks cute in it.
Well, I'm going to disagree with the point that the Mario Bros. Don't look cute in it. The penguin suit absolutely carries. And again, in my opinion, this is the only justified repeat of the new Super Mario Bros. Art style, because this one is feels like what DS was trying to do, but unburdened by its limitations. So, they were actually able to fully flesh it out. And so it makes it look different. And I can't believe how we forgot how this is Yoshi's grand return to Mario Bros.
Really? Wow. Anyway.
Yeah, remember, it wasn't in any of the 2D ones. But moving on to number 3.
New Super Mario Bros. 3.
Super Mario Bros. 3!
Yeah. Introduced the airship levels, which I think are really cool. And I really love the aesthetic of it being a play. I'm imagining that this is just Mario telling his story from the first game to everyone, but it's exaggerated because it's a play.
Yeah, I can see that.
Anyway, yeah, the game's very difficult. Nothing else to say there. Blue Fang?
Oh, you said it was hard like you. That means you be kind of thirsting, though. Anyways, hands down, this is the best looking classic Mario title, and I refuse to hear any different. Many people say that all Mario game stories are the same, but keep in mind, Princess Toadstool doesn't get kidnapped until the end of the game. You're mostly saving other ambassadors of Mushroom Kingdom. So you kind of have to give it props there. It's not just saving Princess Peach again. Additionally, giant land, everybody. Who doesn't love Giant Land?
Me.
And Tanuki, the best power up in all of Mario Bros. Change my mind. I will fight you on it.
Penguin
Meet
suit.
me in the back. Let's go.
Penguin suit.
Tanuki.
Penguin suit.
Tanuki.
Anyway, this debate will never end. Let's go on to number 2. New Super Mario Bros. 2, fittingly enough.
Alright, I'm going to say this right now. This is absolutely the underdog of the ranking.
I think that we played this game in co-op, and the camera is handled very poorly. They're 2 separate DSs. Why can't the camera just follow your respective Mario brother?
And it makes it even worse because they brought this back in. They brought the camera system back in local multiplayer for Wonder.
Yeah. Anyway, the Koopalings return.
Again, but this time I feel like the Koopalings are justified, and they do have vastly different boss fights. Iggy from World 2 is a personal favorite.
Yeah, I'm a real. I don't really remember all of their boss fights. The Super Leaf, which is not to be confused with the Tanuki suit, and turns you into Raccoon Mario, not Tanuki Mario. And yeah, it's pretty cool. I like the Tanuki Leaf, or the Super Leaf. I contradicted myself. Anyway, biggest point of this game, I love money. So, no.
Gimme. One time I maxed out the coin counter. I said, that was it. It's just a cheap statue.
I mean, what do you expect?
I was expecting that I would get a better reward. Maybe, I don't know, a permanent golden flower at the end of everything. Excuse me.
Anyway, blue thing is this. We have the blue thing points. Yeah, this is one of. So apparently, I'll just do him for him. This is his personal favorite of the game. Now, he already mentioned he likes the Koopaling fights. Yeah, this is his personal favorite of the new Mario games. You know, pretty cool. That he thinks that. I disagree. I think it's Wii. Alright, anyway. So, oh yeah, honorable mentions. Mario Maker's Mario Maker 1 and 2. I'm going to be perfectly honest, the only reason that this is an honorable mention and not on the main list is because these levels are not made by Nintendo and Little Timmy's make bad levels. Yeah. If you want to read these, cool, do whatever. It's an honorable mention though, so you won't spend much time on it. So, number 1. The obvious pick. Mario
Super Mario Bros. Wonder.
I mean, it's the newest one, so there might be a bit of recency bias, but, like, this game is so good. We unanimously agreed.
Do you know how good this was? We had unanimous list agreement. That doesn't happen. We didn't fight each other. We just agreed this was cool.
The art style is refreshing and colorful. I think it has a bit of Yoshi's Island influence with, like, the sound effects and stuff.
Hey, new Super Mario Bros. Take notes!
The gameplay is cool. I mean, experimental, I guess, because with the Wonder Flower effects. I will say, though, there wasn't, like, no boss variety. You just fight Bowser Jr. with a bunch of different Wonder effects. Imagine how cool that could have been if it was, like, a different guy each time. Heck, I would have even preferred if the Koopalings came back.
If the Koopalings came back and had their fights from, like, New Super Mario Bros. 2 or whatever, probably not those fights, but, like, you know, a modification of those. Damn, that would have been nice. And then Budger.
So power-ups. Pretty cool. You know, if you've seen Toadette Wonder series, you know I like the drill mushroom.
I'm sorry, but the bubble... I love power-ups that give you platforms or a different way to move around. That's why I gotta give it to the bubble mushroom here. Allowing you to make your own platforms. There's another reason why Cloud Mushroom's also up there from Galaxy 2. But nothing will ever beat that Tanuki, because you can just fly.
So anyway, next two points are pretty self-explanatory. So first of all, drugs. And Toadette, again.
Again, I don't see how Toadette is self-explanatory, but I gotta be honest. I love the parachute on Mario and Luigi, specifically, because they actually, like, you know, take off their headwear and then use it. Unlike the other Toads, just get a cap out of nowhere.
I mean, imagine how funny it would be if Toad just removed his mushroom.
It's confirmed to be a hat.
Well, I mean, it used to be confirmed to be a hat, but then Miyamoto retconned it. Which, I mean, I think it would have been funny.
Oh no, we've seen them without their hat. They just are a little circle head with two twiggy hairs.
It would have been so funny.
Let us see it again.
That would be so funny. But anyway, yeah, that's the end of the list, unless we have a another challenger.
Wait! No! You promised you weren't doing anything like this again. No! God, please, no!
Alright, so at the number 0 spot, we have My Notebook. I got an amazing story, a beautiful art style. Blue Fang was not involved in any way, which, makes it, really pretty good. It looks like I was on crack while I was making it, It reveals my psychopathic nature. I don't know. I am, Christian, I don't remember what his name is. Christian Bale?
Christian Bale, and he played Batman.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, so I heard this, I have this like, tip for you, this thing that I heard, just a little tip for you viewers out there.